This is Marie from Underground Crafter, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a 4-inch granny square using a flower loom flower. If you've never made a flower loom flower, I will link up another video where you can see how to do that. You want to start with the flower from your flower loom and another color. I'm using Lion Brand Pound of Love in 2 colors. I'll have the information in the show notes. And I am using a G crochet hook. You can use another size if you think that it's appropriate for your yarn. So what you're going to first do is insert your hook under any one of the petals, remembering that each of your petals should have 3 strands of yarn. Then you're going to take the new color and make a slip stitch where you just pull the new color through, and then we're going to chain 1, so yarn over and chain 1. Now we're going to begin the pattern for this particular row. We're going to make 2 single crochets in the same petal. If you don't remember a single crochet, you're going to insert your hook, yarn over and pull through 1 loop, and then yarn over and pull through both loops. So that's a single crochet, and that was 1. We need to make 2 in this same loop, so that'll be another single crochet there. Now this next part of the pattern we're going to do twice. We're going to chain 2, so chain 1, chain 2, and then we're going to single crochet in the next petal. Again, making sure you have 3 of these because it's kind of easy to pick up 2 petals at once by accident. So then we'll single crochet there. So that was 1 time. Now the second time we're going to chain 2 and then single crochet in the next petal, and again just making sure you have 3 loops there instead of 6 or 8 or however many you might have picked up. Now we're going to chain 2 again, and this is going to be a square, so this next part is going to begin the corner. So in the next petal we're going to make 2 single crochets, chain 2, and 2 single crochets all in here. So that will be 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, chain 2, and then in the very same petal 2 more single crochets. Okay. And now we're going to repeat that whole piece 3 times. So we're going to chain 2 again. We're going to single crochet in the next petal, making sure it has at least 3 parts. We're going to do 2 chains, chain 2, and single crochet in the next petal. That was twice. Then make 2 chains, and in the next petal it's going to be 2 single crochets, chain 2, and 2 single crochets. So that's 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, chain 2, 1, 2, and then 2 single crochets all, oops, I got in between the petal there, 2 single crochets all in that same petal. And now we're going to begin our repeat again. So we're going to chain 2 and single crochet in the next petal twice. 1, 2, and single crochet, and that was twice. And then we're going to chain 2. And in the next petal, we're going to work 2 single crochets, 1, 2, 2 chains, 1, 2, and 2 single crochets all into the same petal, 1, 2. Now the last part is we're going to finish up the row. It'll be a little bit different. So we're going to chain 2 and single crochet in the next petal twice again. So that's chain 2. Let me just make sure I have 3, single crochet in the next petal once, then twice, chain 2, and single crochet in the next petal twice, and then we're going to chain 2, and now we're back at this first petal we started with. What we're going to do in this petal is we're going to make 2 single crochets, 1, 2. We already have 2 single crochets from when we started. And then we're going to chain 1, and instead of chaining 2, we're going to insert our hook into the first single crochet we made and make a single crochet. Now that single crochet is actually going to count like it was a chain, and this will be our first chain 2 space that we're beginning the next row on. Now we're going to chain 3, and that's going to count as our double crochet. Then we're going to work a double crochet into this next chain 2 space right here. If you don't remember a double crochet, it's yarn over, insert the hook into the next stitch or space, yarn over and pull through 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 loops again. So that's a double crochet. Now we're going to double crochet. We're going to start the pattern repeat. We're going to double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets. Then we're going to double crochet in, we're going to make 2 double crochets in the chain 2 space. The chain 2 space would be a little opening between the petals. So we're going to make 2 double crochets in there, 1, 2, and then skip the next single crochet, and we're going to do that twice. So that was 1 time. Now we're going to chain, or we're going to do 2 double crochets in the next chain 2 space, and then skip the next single crochet. Now we'll work 2 more double crochets into the next chain 2 space. So 1, 2, and then we're going to make 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 single crochets. So 1, 2, and now we're in our chain 2 space in the corner. In that corner we're going to work 2 double crochets, a chain 3, and 2 double crochets all into that chain 2 space. So that's 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 more double crochets into that same space, 1, 2. Okay, now we're going to repeat our pattern, repeat 2 more times. So we're going to work 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, 2 double crochets in the chain 2 space, and skip the next single crochet twice. So that'll be 2 doubles here, skip this, 2 doubles here, skip this. Then 2 double crochets into the next chain 2 space, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, and then in the next corner chain 2 space, we're going to work 2 double crochets, chain 3, and 2 double crochets. We're going to repeat all of that twice more. So I will catch up with you then to show you how to finish the round. Okay, so we've repeated the pattern all the way through twice more, and now we're going to repeat the first part of the pattern repeat. And by the way, if you didn't already see, you can get a link to the written pattern through the video as well. So we're going to double crochet into the next 2. So that's 1, 2, and then we're going to work 2 double crochets into the next chain 2 space, 1, 2, and skip the next single crochet twice. So that was 1 time, and here is 2 times, 1, 2, and skip the next space, and then we're going to do 2 more double crochets in the next chain 2 space, 1, 2, 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 single crochets, 1 in the next one and 1 in the next one. And now we're back to that very first chain 2 space we started with, and we're going to finish off with 2 double crochets into that space. So 1, 2, and then instead of chaining 3, we're going to chain 1, 2, and then we're going to join with a single crochet to the top of that first chain 3 we did into the back loop. So we're going to insert the hook and single crochet there, and that is going to count as our first chain 3 space. And now we're on to row 3. We're going to chain 1 and make 2 single crochets into this chain 3 space, 1, 2. Now we're going to single crochet in the back loop of every stitch across until our next space. So we're going to put our hook into the back loop, and single crochet. If you're not sure what the back loop is, when you look at this kind of V shape, this would be the front loop, and putting your hook in the back loop means you put it in between here and the back. So we're going to single crochet in each one of those around to the corner. So all the way across. And the reason I like to do single crochet in the back loop on the last row, I think it's just a little bit more dramatic. It leaves this kind of ridge of stitches before. But if you don't like that look, of course you can do your single crochet as you usually do. It's your project after all, so you should be able to make the changes as you see fit. Okay, so now we're at our chain 3 space, and we're going to work 2 single crochets, chain 2, and 2 single crochets all into this stitch, or into this space rather. 1, 2, 1, 2 chains, and then 1, 2 single crochets. And you're going to repeat that all the way across, all the way around rather. You're going to do a single crochet in the back loop of every stitch across the side, and then 2 single crochets, a chain 2, and 2 single crochets into the chain 2 space 2 more times, and that should bring you over here, and we'll meet up there to finish off the square. Okay, so we have finished that pattern repeat twice, and now we're on our final edge. As you may have guessed, we're going to single crochet in the back loop only all the way across to that very first chain 3 space that we started with. Now as you work across, I'm noticing that my square that I've made on the video is much looser than the square that I made in real life when I wasn't being filmed. You may find the same thing. One of the things with squares is they're usually pretty forgiving. If they're relatively close in size, you can attach them. If you need to, you might want to block them, which means basically wetting the square and then pinning it into the right dimensions before you join them together if they're not all coming out the same size. Okay, so here we are back at that first chain 3 space. We're going to work 2 single crochets into it, 1, 2, and then instead of working a chain 2, we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to insert our hook into that first single crochet and join with a single crochet. And that's it. Then we're going to fasten it off. And here is your 4-inch square. Again, if you block it to shape, it'll be a little bit straighter, and if you're not videoing for the camera, it'll be a little bit smaller too. Hope you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe to my channel so you can get the next one.